सर्वभूतेष्वात्मनि सर्वात्महम् अवस्थितः
अर्चादिषु यदा यत्र श्रद्धा मां तत्र चर्चयेत् सर्वभूतेष्वात्मनि च सर्वात्माहम् अवस्थितः
अर्चादिषु यदा यत्र
श्रद्धा मां तत्र चर्चयेत् सर्वभूतेष्वात्मनि च सर्वात्माहम् अवस्थितः
Archadishu. In the deity form and other manifestations of the Supreme Lord. Yada, whenever, in whichever form, Shraddha, faith develops, Mam, me, Tatra, there, Cha, and Chayeta, should worship. Sarvabhuteshu, all created beings, within all created beings. Atmani, separately, in my original form. Cha, also, Sarva Atma, the original soul of all. I am. Avastitaha. So situated. Translation. Whenever one develops faith in me, in my form as the deity, or in other bona fide manifestations, one should worship me in that form. I certainly exist both within all created beings and also separately in my original form. Since I am the super soul of all, purport. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is worshipped according to the faith of a particular worshipper. The deity form Archa is specifically mentioned here because deity worship is essential for spiritual progress. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur mentions that inexperienced persons may think that deity is meant for sense gratification of the worshipper, since superficially the deity is made of external substances such as marble or brass. But through the process of installing the deity, by chanting of authorized mantras, one invites the Supreme Personality of Godhead to enter the deity form. By regulated faithful worship, one gradually understands that the deity is completely non-different from the Supreme Lord himself. At that stage, on the strength of deity worship, one raises to the second-class platform of devotion service. At this more developed stage, one desires to make friendship with other devotees of the Lord. And as one becomes solidly established in the community of Vaishnavas, one completely gives up material life and gradually becomes perfect in Krishna consciousness. I neither have any qualification nor have any realization. So I seek the blessings of all the devotees. So today is actually Radha Gopijana Vallabha installation day. So it's a 3-day festival today till Sunday. Human life is meant for self-realization. Human life is meant for self-realization. When we declared war on Krishna, we became envious of Krishna. We were caught by three modes, and we are given this body. And being impelled by false ego, we start identifying with this body. Then what happens? The mind, which is in the mode of goodness, originally, it shifts to the mode of passion. Mind is mode of goodness. But bewildered by false ego, when the living entity starts identifying the body as a self, that action puts the mind into mode of passion. Then mind, being infatuated by mode of passion, starts giving so much trouble to the living entity. Mind and 10 senses, they give trouble. Then how do we become free from this? One may have, because of good karma, so much money, but as long as someone does not have any grip on this 10 senses plus 11th one, mind, they can never be happy. Narsingh this is coming. Hiranyakashipu is never happy. So again, in Ramayana, Mother Sita lost Ram and of course Lakshman. But again, when we left Krishna, when we left Ram, we were captured by Ravana, 10-headed Ravana, 10 Indriyas plus mind. Ravana kept Sita in Lanka. Lanka means this body. And starts giving trouble every day. So we on our own, Sita on her own cannot find Ram. The Guru has to come. So what Sita has lost in Aranyakanda, the Guru, Lakshman. The Guru Tattva, Hanumanji comes to reunite Jiva with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, what does Guru tell you? Become a devotee. One of the foremost instructions of Gita is Manmana Bhava Madbhakto Madhyaji Mam Namaskuru Mame Vaisya Satyante Pradhyane Priyusmi. Same verse repeats 2 times actually. Apana Matparayana. So, Krishna is telling, all right, you worship me, you offer your homage unto me, you will come back to me. Then you say, look, I am this body. I cannot see anything. This eyes, aqueous humor, vitreous humor, this is just a ball of flesh. They cannot see the Supreme Lord, who is Supreme Spirit. Then Krishna says, really, you cannot see me? I'll come in a form that where you can see me. And you can correlate. So, because he has given that instruction, become a devotee, offer your homage unto me, will come back to me. And Krishna is obligated to be worshipped by us. And Krishna is obligated to come in a form. So, we cannot see you. And Sri Sampradaya, very nicely they explain actually. Brahman is like a water in the cloud. So, water is there in the cloud. Even if you go there, you don't see water. Sir, you put your hand, what will you see? You don't feel anything. Paramatma is like a deep water in the deep well where there are no rains for a long time. Water is there, it's visible. But the water is so deep, it's very difficult to access. That is Paramatma. Krishna and Ram, they come once in a while and they go. They are like rain in the desert. When you go to the desert, you don't see any time rained. But yes, once in 2-3 years, suddenly one night it rains. And the next day morning, you see little wet. By afternoon, everything is dried up. So Krishna lived here only for 125 years. In the eternity, what is 125 years? So Ram and Krishna's incarnations, they are like rain in the desert. It means Even if, okay, we read about them only in the books and newspapers. We don't really, fortunate are those who saw them. But a deity is water in the pond. You can just go and bring it. Deity is just a pond water, lake water. You don't need to, it's like a well, it's not a well water, it's not a water in the cloud, it's not a rain in the desert, but it is a what's just a water in the lake. Hey, very accessible. All you have to do is just go close and pick it up. So Krishna is telling, actually 11th canto Bhagavad Gita, Krishna gives elaborate instructions on how to worship him actually. Krishna speaks of Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga and Bhakti Yoga, and especially deity worship. Krishna tells you how to worship him actually. Anyway, anybody is interested, I can read all the. He's telling how he should be installed, how he should be bathed, how Abhishek has to happen, how the gardens are to be built, how you have to collect the flowers from that garden and worship him, how you have to collect scent, worship, how you have to celebrate festivals like Janmashtami, invite everyone. Because he's more anxious for our return than we ourselves, So Krishna gives that. So chapter 27 is actually where we read this one verse, Radha Govind Bhagwan ki jai, on special occasions and daily if possible, deity should be massaged with ointment, shown in a mirror, offered a eucalyptus stick for brushing his teeth, bathed with 5 counts of nectar, offered all kinds of opulent foods, and entertained with singing and dancing. These are all done. Not the Prabhupada gave anything. No, Prabhupada took everything from Bhagavatam, and he gave it. And what is that? So this is about sacrificial fire. Once again, he should offer deity water for washing his mouth, and he should give the remnants of the Lord's food to, Vishwaksena. Then he should present the deity with fragrant perfume for the mouth and a prepared betel nut. Singing along with others, next verse. Chanting loudly and dancing, acting out by transcendental pastimes, hearing and telling stories about me. The devotee should, for some time, absorb himself in such festivity. The devotee should offer homage to the Lord with all kinds of hymns and prayers, both from the Puranas, from other ancient scriptures, and also from other traditions. Praying, "O Lord, please be merciful to me." He should fall down flat like a rod to offer his obeisances. Placing his head at the feet of the deity, he should then stand with folded hands before the Lord and pray, "O Lord, please protect me, who am surrendered unto you. I am most fearful of this ocean of material existence, standing as I am in the mouth of death." So, the devotee should more fully establish my deity. The devotee should more fully establish my deity by thoroughly constructing a temple along with beautiful gardens. These gardens should be set aside to provide flowers for the regular daily worship, special deity processions and holiday observances. One who offers the deity gifts of land markets, city and villages, so that the regular daily worship and special festivals of the deity may go on continually, will achieve opulence equal to my own. Wow. Fantasizing, Hare Krishna. By installing the deity of the Lord, one becomes king of entire earth. By building temple for the Lord, one becomes the ruler of three worlds. By worshipping and serving deity, one goes to the planet of Lord Brahma. And by performing all these three activities, one achieves a transcendental form like my own. Interesting. Means if you do deity worship, you go back to Godhead Krishna's telling. But one who simply engages in devotional service with no consideration of fruitive results attain me. Thus, whoever worships me according to the process I have described will ultimately attain pure devotional service unto me. Anyone who steals the property of demigods or brahmanas, whether originally given to them by himself or someone else, must live as a worm in the stool for 100 million years. Devotees dealing with especially management, treasurers and fundraisers, temple managers. I'll read again. Our temple devotees, 13, how the demigods are brahmanas, whether originally given to them by himself or someone else, must live as a worm in the stool for 100 million years.
Brahmana gives also.
There is one more place it said, if you take anything from deity, same day you lose saffron actually. Same day eventually you lose saffron.
What's originally given by himself. What does that mean?
You yourself take it or somebody else gives you.
Yeah, somebody, no, himself means the Brahmana gives or he takes.
If I give it, I'll take it.
For example, there is a property of X Brahmana or X Devata or Krishna. A gives that to B. And A also gets the karma, B also gets the karma.
Doesn't mean that if Brahmana gives, that is okay.
If
Brahmana himself, like,
if he is giving you charity, why not? No. Not only the performer of the theft, but also anyone who assists him, instigates the crime. One simply or simply approves of it must also share the reaction in the next life according to their degree of participation. They each must suffer a proportionate consequence. So one has to think twice taking anything from deity actually. Okay, this actually because everyone is inquisitive, I have no desire to read actually. So Mr. Thakur is mentioning Nishta, Madhyama, and Uttama. Nishta means he sees Krishna only in the deity. Achayam eva hare pujame asraddhayate natad bhakti shuchanishu sabhakta prakriti sprata. A person who sees Krishna only in the deity, but he doesn't know how to deal with devotees, is actually Kanishta, Prakriti Bhakta. So, very important thing is deity worship is definitely, Prabhu Goswami explains, one of the angas of bhakti. No. Out of the 64 angas, what are the 5 things? If you do it, you'll attain perfection. First one. Pravas. Reading Srimad Bhagavatam. Chanting the holy name. Deity worship. Devotee serving devotees. So, It is one of the 5 angas of bhakti. It can put you on the, you can, if you follow sincerity deity worship, you can go back to Godhead. But Pancharatra Vidhi and Bhagavat Vidhi, we have 2 things. Pancharatra Vidhi means deity worship and Bhagavat Vidhi means preaching. But both are needed. And the Prabhu says, you need deity worship, but you also need a Bhagavat Vidhi. Prachar. Both are needed. So every day you would chant 128 rounds. You would dress Radha Sham Sundar. And you would also worship 2500 Saligram Silas. And in the evening, you would come and do the Nam Sankirtan. Many people in America, they are more inspired by Andhra Prabhu. Those who are not inspired by anybody, inspired by his kirtans actually. So, one should not stay on the platform of Kanishta. I see only Krishna, but one should try to go to the next level. Saraswati Thakur says, if you keep on worshipping the deity with sincerity, then the next level. What are the qualities of Uttam Madhyama? Prema Maitri Kripopeksha Yakarati Samadhyama. The 4 qualities of Madhyamadhikari is goal of life is attain the love of God. You want to make friendship with the devotees who are actually, who have a similar goal. And when you see somebody very sincere, you tell them, you become compassionate and you tell them to chant the holy name. And the 4th one, Apeksha. When you see somebody envious, you stay away. This is Madhyamadhikari. Madhyamadhikari say Mahabhagyavan. But Uttamadhikari is the one. He does not criticize anybody, but always how to bring people to Krishna consciousness. He designs various ways. He has no desire to criticize anyone, but he always thinks of how to make people Krishna conscious. So he is a Uttamadhikari actually. So deity worship is definitely one of the angas. By developing strong relationship with deity, we eventually go from Kanishta to Madhyama to eventually Uttama actually. But for that one needs to be convinced. This is Krishna. There was a deity by name Kumbhandas. I told this many times. Kumbhandas, every day he has a strong, he has a vow of attending Mangalarti. One day, he had a problem getting up in the morning. So suddenly, he got up. Arey, it's Mangalarti time. So he took his bath, he started running because the temple is very far. Krishna understood he cannot make it. He cannot reach the temple before Mangalarti. So immediately Kumbhandas manifested before Krishna. Krishna manifested before Kumbhandas. And he said, my Lord, in the pitch darkness, suddenly Krishna appears, so effulgent. He offered obeisances, offered prayers. Thank you, my Lord. Thank you for your darshan. And Krishna said, because you will miss Mangalarti, I don't want you to break your vow. That's why I myself appeared, And Kumbhandas offered, 1 minute prayer and said, thank you, my Lord, I'm going. Krishna said, where? Temple. Krishna said, fool number 1. I myself came and you're going to temple. I don't understand. Kumbhandas said, my Lord, you're Supreme Personality of Godhead, right? Krishna said, of course. Means you're supremely independent, right? Yes. Means you, whenever you want to appear, you'll appear, right? Yes. So you don't appear when I want you to appear, right? Yes. But in the temple, whenever I want to see him, I'll see him. Who is more merciful? You or him? That's why I'm going. Krishna said, wow. That is his logic. You and him not different. So, so thank you. Thank you for your presence. You saved me from not losing my vow. I want to serve him. So the moral of the story is Krishna is non-different from his deity. So one time Prabhupada asked devotees, So one person was giving lecture, very senior devotee. Later became very senior sannyasi also. So the deity part of Krishna, that's how the lecture went on. So any questions? Prabhupada said, which part of the deity Krishna is present? Prabhupada is asking question. So in the lecture you are telling, by worshipping the deity, you'll worship Krishna. So which part of the deity is Krishna present? The devotee said, Prabhupada, he tried to answer actually. But Prabhupada again insisted, which part of the deity Krishna is present? Prabhupada said, Krishna is deity. Krishna is a deity. Not that, for Krishna, Krishna is deity. Materialists sometimes they say, you guys, you worship God, Actually, they challenge. A piece of marble. One day, one Christian came to Vrindavan and said, offering is going on. Did he eat even one time at least? Did he, instead of like this, he did like this. He did like this. Why you are worshipping him? Actually, it was real challenge actually. So, God is everywhere. Why God is not in the deity? Prabhupada, that is the point Prabhupada made. If Krishna is everywhere, he is present in the deity also. And the famous, that wonderful dance, what is that? Cow. Krishna is present everywhere. Yama pasyati sarvatra sarvatra mai pasyati. Krishna is present everywhere, sir, no? And Krishna says in 10th chapter Bhagavad Gita, he is present, he is not different from his energies. And that's why Krishna can manifest himself, anywhere, because he's not different from his energies. Still he is different. Achintya bheda abheda tattva. Simultaneous one and difference. But because he is one with his energy, Krishna can appear anywhere. Prabhupada said, when God is everywhere, why is not there in the deity form? He is there in the deity form also. So cow converts the milk. Cow's body is filled with blood. Blood is everywhere. But cow converts that blood into milk and gives that milk through the udder, milk bag. Likewise, though Krishna is everywhere, Krishna gives his grace to his devotees in the form of a deity. How many of you like the analogy? Very good answer, actually. Even though Krishna is everywhere, you can't see Krishna everywhere. So you go home and suddenly you'll catch your son or daughter watching TV. What are you seeing? Krishna. Seeing Krishna. Krishna is everywhere. Here. Is Krishna everywhere? Can you see him everywhere? No. Because we cannot see him everywhere, he comes in a tangible form. And we get the grace by worshipping him with attention, actually. It's very, very important, actually. So very important thing. That's why is hearing. What is very important? Hearing. One time in Srirangam temple, there was a lecture going on, and Ranganath Swami came in the procession. So the procession means not like you and me, like a dham. So what they did, they stopped the lecture for half an hour. They waited for the procession to go. Then then after the procession left, they resumed the speaker resumed his Bhagavatam class. That night, Ranganath Swami came in the dream of Pujaris and said, whenever there is a Bhagavad pravachan, please don't take me in a procession and disturb that class. Said that. Because I'm not different from my discussion of my glories also. So we make progress by hearing, Shravanam. Hearing with a desire to change, not like, okay, what's nice class you gave. No, I want to change. One has to go to the next level, Prema Maitri Kripa Apeksha. Madhyamadikari, one has to go. For that, hearing is very, very important. Then we should go to the Uttamadikari where I don't want to criticize anybody. No matter what happens in my life, I accept it. Sarira yati iti sariram means that which is going to be destroyed slowly. Whether you're a CEO, whether you're a doctor, engineer, professor, whoever you are, the body is going to be slowly destroyed. So a person who he or she puts faith on the body is definitely ignorant. Deity worship helps us to become free from that bodily platform. If we develop, actually advantage with the deity worship is always if you see, I am the first. I'm the first. I'm the first. I. Like the way parents develop affinity and affection for children, devotees develop affection for Krishna. I want to offer this to Krishna. I want to offer this to Krishna. I want to buy this to Krishna. Ramakrishna Maharaj, was actually, he used to go to shops, to buy things for his family members. Later he took sannyas. He was doing the same shopping, jewelry and saris, and then different types of clothes for Krishna. Maharaj says that creates bondage, because I'm trying to do for my subjects. This I'm doing to Krishna. This shopping is liberating me now. That shopping I used to do for my family members, it was creating bondage. Because these people are helping me in my sense gratification. That's why I am serving them. But here, I am serving Krishna selflessly. This going to market, this shopping is liberating me. Ramakrishna Maharaj said that as a sannyasi. Very wonderful point. So deity worship makes you become free from sense enjoyment. Deity worship spiritualizes the relationships. You will try to engage everyone in the family in the service of deity. Then what happens? You will be able to spiritualize the relationships. From material to spiritual. Raga Pandit, what he would do, any fresh fruits of the season, he would acquire them. He would offer it to the deity. And one time what happened, very important thing is cleanliness. Punctuality. Deity worship at home means punctuality and cleanliness. For devotees, actually no names. I was traveling, I just came back. I told my family, don't keep them until your program is over. You go outside and you come back at 11 o'clock. The deities are, we have to put them to rest. No. If you know very well, you'll not come before 9, then why don't you put them to rest? Punctuality and cleanliness. Both are important deity worship. Very, very important actually. So, in your home, this is mine, this is mine, this is mine. But you see, this is Krishna's, this is Krishna's. When you remove yourself, then that's how you are liberated. That's how you spiritualize everything. One day, I lived for so many years. I went and asked, Prabhuji, what did you make? This puja, this cook, he became so upset. Prabhuji, you have already eaten it. Actually, he chastised me. Prabhuji, you have already eaten it by seeing it. That is one thing we are actually in ISKCON fundamentals is lacking, because we don't have a place for congregation members to hang on. What people do? They take darshan and they go to kitchen and talk. When you go to kitchen, hey, I have a question for all of you. When you go to your kitchen, what is your consciousness? Everything here is for my tongue satisfaction. If somebody gets into the kitchen with that mood, you have already eaten in the kitchen. How many of you are listening? One should see Radharani there. That Radharani's kitchen. Kitchen is extension of actually, So I realized, no, this doesn't work. And I have to make a separate deity kitchen. Brooklyn Temple, no one knows where the deity kitchen is. Amazing. Otherwise, what happens? What is our problem? Conditioning. What is the conditioning? Sense enjoyment. What is the goal of life? Become free from the Maya. What is Maya? Our desire to enjoy. So you want to become free. How? Buddhism says become what is that? Zero. Nirvana. That doesn't, it never works. But spiritual is your desire. This is for Krishna. Tivrena bhakti yogena yujata purusha param. This is meant for Krishna. This is meant for Krishna. You know, I've seen people who are very attached to eating certain stuff. So once the children come, hey, this is for my child. Anyone has experience? Parents? Remove your child and put Krishna. You'll be liberated actually. This is meant for Radha Gopi and Vallabha. You know, this is meant for them. I see a fruit. I should buy. But when you become a devotee, I should buy to Radha Gopi and Vallabha. Then the second level is seeing Krishna in others' hearts. Then you will not offend them. Otherwise, you'll offend definitely. When we don't see Krishna in others' hearts, we don't even remember, then we'll offend, we'll criticize. But as we serve deity sincerely, Krishna sincerely, that will make us see Krishna in others' hearts eventually. Until as long as it doesn't happen, we tend to criticize, we tend to find fault, we tend to hurt them. For first level to second level itself is very difficult actually. So anyway, Raghav Pandit one day he told, whatever money he would go, he would spend it, and he would acquire the substances. One day he told his servant, get me the coconuts. He went very far, 20 kilometers. Today it's nothing, we drive. Those days you have to walk. So he clipped the coconuts, he offered water. Actually, no, he brought. What he did, he told him to clip it. He want to offer the water first. Then they would offer the pulp also. But what he did, the gentleman put his hand on the top. As he was doing it, he put his hand, he touched the roof with his hand. Raghav Pandit said, so many people come here and dance. And when they dance, the dust goes into the roof. And now he's touching it. And with that, touching the dust, he's actually he's again touching the coconut. It's contaminated. He told him, throw them out. Wow. And bring them again. Cleanliness. Very important. Bhaktivinoda Thakur writes there, Raghav Pandit doesn't have any clean phobia there. Clean maniac. He's not a clean maniac. Some people in America, we see that. Not like that. But he wants to give the best to Krishna. One donor came to me and said, Yugal Kishore, even if you don't offer so many mantras, I don't care. But keep it clean. Honestly speaking, we are actually at 5 out of 10 today. Maybe 4. We are not even great in that regard. So maybe punctuality. Yes. We are very punctual. I don't think anytime so far we broke or we gave up performing aratis. But third thing, from Kanishta to Madhyama to Uttama, we see Krishna and serve others. These are the devotees chanting 16 notes. They're actually, they're coming to Krishna consciousness. 2 things, achar and prachar, very important. You become strict with yourself, be lenient with others, then do the preaching. If we see only in deity worship, actually Kalkanda Prabhu came here and he said, he was shocked. We do 7 artis, 7 offerings every day. We just give, Yugal Kishore, I don't even give garland to our deities. My garland is the boys. I offer garland of boys to them. I don't even give a garland. But I made a what is it? Agreement with them like that. But he has preached, he has grown up 1000%. Western preaching probably number 1 person in America. So if you really ask me, taking cue from there, we should also get into the next level. Everyone should go outside. ISV, they have a Bhagavatam class. A Guru Puja and Bhagavatam class, 10:30 tents. They all take breakfast. Everyone from child of 5 to 70-year-old, everyone goes on the streets. One day, Krishna Purushottam told me, this year we distributed 22,000 Gitas. I said, what? 22,000 Gitas and 500 Bhagavatam sets? Wow. If everyone takes, I'll distribute 10 Bhagavatam sets this year. It will change the topography of his conformables. And I'll distribute 100 Bhagavad Gitas. 100 is easy actually. Or I'll come and listen the class and I'll with the intention to apply. I'll serve this devotee. Preaching. Compassion is actually a quality of bhava. We don't have compassion. But become instrument of compassion of Srila Prabhupada, who has invited Krishna everywhere. In our brahmachari class, I say, one day Prabhupada went to, these temples in America and said, so many people were coming, they were not putting Krishna to rest. Prabhupada told them, hey, Krishna doesn't have enough rest. Why you are not putting him to rest? They were shocked because they couldn't realize, Prabhupada can detect that. Yeah, put him to rest, Krishna doesn't have sleep. In another place, he said, Prabhupada said, why Krishna has such long hair? No, Krishna doesn't need such long hair. And Prabhupada said, and sat down and he looked at it and said, no, leave it like that, rather than wants like that. Prabhupada said that, So, what is that? Based on your feelings, one PhD student came and asked me, Prabhuji, their feelings are based on the person who dresses them, who does arti? He asked me, this is like 15 years ago. I said, usually person who dresses, but also person who does the arti. The 6 months later, I said, it depends on you also. What 3 moods you are in. 1 year later, I said, it depends on community also. Things are going on in community. 4, it depends. Their feelings are based on 4. 1, person who does the dressing, person who does the arti, the community, and the 4th one, you. So, that's what I want to speak actually. And I'm sorry, I didn't realize it's 9/11. So, yes, deity worship plus preaching. Let us become the instrument of compassion of Srila Prabhupada, who has come on his advanced stage, traveled all over the world, trying to save people from going to hell, hellish regions. Tirelessly he did that. And Radha Gopijan Vallabha and Nitaya Pawan Garhari are they have manifested because of the causeless grace of Srila Prabhupada. You install left and right. No, because it's not easy actually. Because Srila Prabhupada is a pure devotee of Radha and Krishna. We are in the lineage of Srila Prabhupada. It's possible when we invite them, we petition Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada invites them. Actually, wherever you go and see Radha Krishna, you see Prabhupada connection. One time an American went to Hindu temple, he said Radha Krishna was there. But they don't have Prabhupada. So this event is how usually in the temples, we don't see Radha Krishna so much. How is that he installed? He said 10 years ago, somebody came and gave me Bhagavad Gita. And I read Bhagavad Gita as it is. Then somebody presented me Bhagavatam. And I started reading Bhagavatam. So in the temple, we are constructing temple. Then I felt like installing, Radha and Krishna. So he read Bhagavad Gita as it is. And Bhagavatam, why not? Prabhupada came, So Prabhupada inspired him, So actually the temple construction was going on. Jagat said always, Lord Chaitanya or Nitaya Pawan, they are building the temple. Should take good care of them because they are the managers. I said, yes, Prabhuji. So actually, as long as we keep them in the center and devotee Vaishnava relationships in the center, pure devotional service in the center, a temple will go forward. Srila Prabhupada, 1917, standing before Radha Vrindavan Chandra in Vrindavan, Prabhupada said, tears in his eyes, Radha Vrindavan Chandra, like a young American boy and girl, came to attract all the Americans. Then Prabhupada made a very unique statement there, great statement. But if you do not sincerely serve them, a day will come. You will think, why my Guru has given me this a burden, a rock of burden around my neck, which is only making me drown. You know? No. Krishna is there watching. If our goal is to please Krishna, any little service, little service we do is an eternal credit. Nobody will come with us, nothing will come with us. Not the bank account, not the relationships. But what our latest service we do will come with us. If you understand that, to understand, to get into the mood, we should chant nicely every day. And we should take a vow, I will not criticize anybody. I will not criticize my in-laws, I will not criticize you, I will not criticize me, I will not criticize you, I will criticize anybody. But I will serve. Then see how Krishna's magic will unfold in our lives. You should not stay at Kanishta level. Go to Uttama, Madhyama, and eventually Uttama. I'm sorry if I've spoken anything wrong. Do excuse me as your humble servant, but very grateful for your patient audience. It's if not late, anyone wants to add any comment?
I have a question.
Mm.
Prabhuji, how to always be strict with oneself? I mean, strict with oneself is okay, but how do we lenient with others always? And is it good? Is it what is?
If you're a manager and it is in connection with other services, you should be always strict. Sometimes people they cannot understand that. Temple managers have two hats. One is a personal hat, another is a temple management hat. Now the problem, people don't like managers. If you go, so like you're a preacher, Prabhuji, I'm going to my Prari Bol, amazing Prabhu, congratulations, pray for me. Well, that's what preacher says. And they'll come to you, Prabhuji, I'm going to my Prabhu. How long? When are you coming back? Why 1 month, Prabhu? Only 2 weeks. This type of things people are not willing to listen. Actually, one has to cultivate. Then I have another part. What will please Krishna? Advishta Sarvabhutana, Maitra Karane, Vacha, Nirmo, Nirhankara, Samadaka Sukha Kshami. 12th chapter, Bhagavad Gita, there are 7 verses Krishna gives. I want to say that, but there's no time. No envy, friendship, karuna, compassion, nirmama, no attachment, nirahankara, no false ego. That person is very dear to me. So, but today, what is it? We get used to a particular nature when things go well, when things go in our way for some time, not for anyway, things go for a long time anyway, according to us. So, as long as you're doing the right thing, you'll get protection. But says thumb rule is clear. You should be very strict with yourself. Lenient with others when not connected with services. Connected with services, we have to be strict. I always have a fear. ISKCON Deity Worship Ministry. Mother Malta, when she comes, wow, so many things she tells. No, this is not clean, this is not clean, it should be like this. The nature of this world is sliding down. You need one person to keep it up. To the extent you are strict with yourself, to strict with everything, what Prabhupada has given, that much extent you retain the value. To the extent you dilute, that much extent we lose the grace. Because we all have come to this world and we are stuck in this world because we want to enjoy in this world. Krishna consciousness means we want Krishna's enjoyment, not my enjoyment. It's not a Krishna activity. Krishna consciousness. Means Krishna in the center. One person asked me, Krishna in the center means where? Which room I should put him in the center? He asked me actually. Then he said, no, in my room, the center is wall. I cannot put him in the center. Serious. Michigan only. Krishna in the center means Krishna is first. Lord Chaitanya is first. We should not exploit Lord Chaitanya's magnanimity or Nityanu's magnanimity. You know? So as long as you're doing right thing, you'll get production. Anything else? Okay.
Prabhuji, thank you. Krishna is not different from his name and also his form. Just to inspire the devotees who are hearing you and maybe who will be in future listening to this class, any of the pastimes of Radha Gopijan, if any of the stories you want to share, please.
The problem with that type of stories is, Prabhuji, honestly speaking, the real thing is, I have some. Some stories I have, which I used to make a presentation on that 5 angas of bhakti. But this is like, showing miracles, So you're putting faith on your eyes. Now, one time I gave the class here. Means you're telling the participants, we be on sensual level. Because actually crossing sensual level is easy. Crossing mind level is very difficult. Yes, Manomaya is very difficult actually. Manomaya can cross by reading Shastra, by chanting very well. So your question is, you're telling, put me on the, from Mano, I'm already in Manomaya, but put me on Andamaya.
They're both there from one. The umbrella story.
What is that?
The umbrella story.
Umbrella story, okay. Then someone has to bring the calendar. That's what give it to me, It is okay, bring it actually, It's on the table. So, honestly speaking, they eat every day. And some things I can tell. Whenever I correct some devotees, Radharan is very unhappy with me. I've seen this again and again and again. They don't like it. They are watching everything fully. Nitya Padpan Garar is very magnanimous. So the Pujari who dressed this a couple of years ago, actually casually, this came to my attention very casually actually. If you all can come forward, I can show you actually what happened.
He wanted on Zoom also, Prabhu.
But and Zoom is difficult. I don't know. So that day, Pujari kept an umbrella. And then what happened? Somehow umbrella was fit. Amazing. Okay, you all can come and see this.
Is that the blue picture, Prabhu? Blue umbrella over the deities?
Green umbrella. Okay.
Okay.
This Krishna face similar, right? But Radharani always leans towards the word. Radharani is very near. She leans towards Krishna. But for umbrella to fit, she turned her head this side.
For Zoom people, I have a picture. I will send it to you.
Zoom people, she has a picture. Can you see this?
Come and see this.
Come this side.
Yes.
So for umbrella to fit, she turned her head that side.
Oh, yeah.
This Krishna ditto.
Can you please show in the Zoom also, Prabhuji?
Okay, I'll show. I'll try it. See all the pictures except that picture.
We can't see, Prabhuji.
2021 years.
Yeah, I'll share it to the group, Mataji, right? So you can-
Yeah, we'll share. So, I mean, did you see that?
Yes.
You got it?
Mhm.
So always she leans towards Krishna. That day she turned her face. And what I did, I put this all pictures are like this only. She's leaning only that day. There's a one picture that changed.
Yearly.
Amazing, right? You got it? No? This is one, I think I told that I was. Yes, they eat every day and they like every day. Yes, what's your question?
One is just expanding on Shanti Kishore provides.
So I'll end the class. It's late. Everyone is working. Thank you very much. But I'll take the question for you. So that picture, they will post in the internet. You see it? Thank you, Dharma. What's your question?
Question on being
You want to be there, you can be there. Where is but the class ended? Yes, Praj.
on being lenient with others. So when we say that we should be strict on the service aspect, so obviously sometimes we might also have devotees that are junior to us, or in friendship groups as well, where we're trying to help friendship groups within
Groups,
devotee circles, where we're trying to encourage each other to grow as well. Then I feel like that we can be lenient, but at the same time, like if we just keep being lenient, then if we notice that there's something that they need to grow in, then we can't convey that route as well. So
Actually, no, I did not go such detail. I said, when it comes to service, you should be strict actually. One devotee, Brahmachari, he made a nice point. You know what he said? In any organization like ISKCON, there are two groups, fundamentalists and liberals. Conservatives and liberals. Conservatives, very strict. Liberals are very loose. He made a nice point. When you are, let us take chanting. You should chant 16 rounds. Conservatives say that. Liberals also say that. So as long as conservatives are strict with the principle, that's fine. But if they're strict with the details, they become fanatic. You have to chant 4 o'clock. You have to look towards east. Keep your back straight. That is fanaticism. So be strict with the principle, but liberal with the details. Liberals, as long as they're liberal with the details, that's okay. But if they try to become liberal with the principle, they'll fall down. They'll dilute the process. Like, I'll finish 1 hour, I want to finish my rounds. But if he says, you can chant 8 rounds, that's okay. So you are giving trouble to the principle. If you compromise with the principle, you'll dilute the process. You can be liberal with the details. I really like this statement actually. Liberals can liberalize the details, not the principle. Fundamentalism, conservatives, they can be strict with the principle, they cannot be strict with the details. How many of you understood what I'm telling? Always it's a problem in any community. If you have a liberal, if you have a conservative who is very strict with the details, they become fanatic. If you have a person who is liberal with the principles, they'll fall down. So you need a combination. Be strict with yourself. Be liberal with others in terms of in terms of principles. Now, if you're liberal, today I'll do Artha at 12:35. Tomorrow I'll do it at 12:40. If you're liberal, actually, I'm honest with you. One lecture I heard. If you're 5 minutes delayed, Krishna says, I'm hungry, yaar. Why are you delaying it? Actually, Krishna sees every day. Krishna sees every day. I know actually people who are very strict, very sincere in their approach. I have seen how Krishna reciprocated with them. Amazing ways. But again, Krishna and you, Krishna will not correct you, Prabhu. Deities will not correct, they will not speak. But actually in Vrindavan, one day I clicked a picture, forgot to put here. If you're lenient in deity worship, Prabhupada said it will be destroyed. That picture, they put it there.
What was in the picture?
Proper statement. If you are lenient with in loose, you know, okay, any flour is okay, anything is okay, burnt cookies are okay. You told me that one. They're not good. Hey, this is supreme personality of Godhead. Prabhupada said, though they are Radha Krishna, serve them as Lakshmi Narayan. I mean, your ecstasies are later. Serve them nicely. And you'll make a lot of progress. So this is Radha and Krishna worship. Very advanced. Prabhupada says, everywhere he says, they are liberated. Anybody's worshiping Krishna is liberated. But here, Kapil Muni says, bhakti in 3 modes also. Bhakti in Rajagun, Sattvagun, and Tamagun also. If you're not careful, one thing we should never develop familiarity. Actually, I wrote an article in BDG one time. The 5 angas of bhakti, it will cause you progress. But if you develop familiarity, same 5 angas of bhakti, if you develop familiarity with the devotees, familiar with the deity, familiar with the holy name, familiar with the dham, and the familiarity with the chanting, reading Bhagavatam, and okay. It's not easy. Tulsi, all these people, they did tapasya for 5,000 years, 10,000 years. They went to go back to God. We don't even do that we do for one lifetime, 30, 40 years maximum. But whatever they have achieved, the doors for Golok Vrindavan are open because of Lord Chaitanya. But we should not exploit that. I want to become Madhura Ras only. I want to Golok Vrindavan only. Everything I want only. But I will not come to Mangalarti. I'll offend words. I'll do in my way. My way or highway. That is Bhakti in Rajagun. Separatism, Bhakti in Tamagun. I do Bhakti for purification, Bhakti in Sattvagun. Real Bhakti means I want nothing from Krishna. I'll serve for his pleasure. That is Bhakti in Vishuddha Sattva. Yes, Prabhuji.
So you very nicely mentioned in association with the deity worship, the association of devotees, cleanliness, and about the progression from Adhikari and so on. The last thing very nicely you mentioned your hesitation a little with the word miracle, and I actually appreciated that. And the ISKCON Bhakti Sangha, they have asked me to do a 1-month seminar series, which is actually starting today, and it is on deities. It's about 100 temples across the world, and it's on reciprocation of deities with devotees. So it's a 4-session seminar series, and today is actually the first day. In about 1 hour, I have to start them. And today I'm doing temples in North India, mainly Vrindavan and Rajasthan and Gujarat. And then next week is in East India, mainly Bengal and Orissa. And then one in South India, and the last is miscellaneous across the world. But it was very timely because today you spoke about deity worship, and today is that, and I hope I have your blessings, Prabhu.
What is the question?
No, it's just a thing I just want to share.
Congratulations. Sorry. So we'll end it here, and thank you very much. And if I spoke anything wrong, do excuse me as a humble servant. But I am grateful, and I'm very, I sincerely appreciate and I'm grateful to all the devotees who are rendering Radha Gopi channel, rendering service to, unparalleled service to Radha Gopi channel, Taipat Pavan Gaur Rishla Prabhupada. Thank you very much. And as long as we keep them in the center, though there are so many distractions, I'm sure we will, by their grace, we'll go forward. Otherwise, Nitai Pavan Gaur, he did not get that name just like that. It's Nitai Patita Pavan Gaur, not Nitai Gaur Haraj. We are very fallen, but they're accommodative. So I pray to them, please keep forgiving us for our shortcomings and allow us to serve them birth after birth. Prabhupada, any questions in Zoom call?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji. One question, Prabhuji. So, Prabhuji, when we are doing when we are serving Radha Gopijan Vallabh, over the time hearing, and we have understood, we are trying to understand that it is their pleasure that we are serving. We want to make them happy and serve in a way that they are happy, and our service facilitates in that. So, Prabhuji, when can we hear classes during service or not? Should we hear classes during service or not?
As long as hearing that class is not distracting your attention from rendering service to deity, you can hear. But if you're so attentive to class and you're distracted in your services, and things are falling from your hand, that's not good. But usually people listen because we don't have control of mind. So when we listen, especially Prabhupada lectures or spiritual masters, we are with him, and I've seen devotees doing it with a lot of attention. That way, yes, you can. But somebody, paying so much attention, but you're not present in the temple. Present in the altar, serving them. You need to make sure you are conscious of serving deities, Radha Gopi Vallabha, and you are listening this whatever proper lecture, keeps you in focus. That fact that you are serving deity, as long as you're there, yes, it works. Many devotees, they listen actually. One more thing, the 64 aparadhas, 32 plus 32. Devotees, especially Pujari should be familiar with them. They should know. What are those? One time I went and told the GBC, and the altar I'm not here. When on the altar I'm unable to, when I while dressing, yes, then please, then don't act on it. What can you do? You cannot tell them to do it, but don't act on it. That's what my GBC said. So we should not speak as much as possible. We should not speak at all. When it comes one to words with regards to service, we should not discuss the devotional things also. No. Deity worship means you and Krishna, nothing else. Something emerging, should not speak. Anyway, does it answer the question, Amma?
Yes, Prabhuji, very grateful. Thank you.
Prabhuji, I have one more question. Sorry, Prabhuji.
Please.
Prabhuji, this is a personal question. I honestly struggle to connect with the deities. I try my level best. I work on hearing, which is one point you shared, but I still can't connect to them. Sometime we may see deities reciprocate with other devotees, but because I cannot connect with them and I don't see any reciprocation, what should I do, Prabhuji?
They will reciprocate eventually, Prabhuji. So my point to you, you should please authorities and chant the holy name nicely. And one thing I can tell you, as much as possible, you should not be distracted on the altar. It happens to me also. But one thing I found out to avoid distraction is this. How many of you want to hear?
Yes, Prabhuji, please.
Yes, Prabhuji.
I try sometimes. It works. at least to some certain extent. Because you are on the altar, for example, Yeshadupa, and you have to do 7 times. You say the mantra Yeshadupa Kring Krishna Namaha. Then you have to do 7 times. Mind is trying to take you away. It takes away actually. So what I do in my mind, why did Yeshadupa Kring Krishna Namaha? Yeshadupa Kling Krishna Namaha. Yeshadupa Kling Krishna Namaha. Every circle I finish Yeshadupa Kling Krishna Namaha. Yeshadupa Kling Krishna. 7 times I say that. The same with Radharani. Radharani. So I try to engage my mind without giving any time. And trust me, you think this is the last time I'm doing it. I don't know. Maybe your turn will come a week later. You'll be there or not. I've seen many devotees actually. They didn't realize that it was the last time they did it actually. So try to. Or one more thing, this is my thing actually. The 5 elements. Incense is earth. Ghee lamp is ghee. No, sorry, fire. So this is my offering to you. The soul can generate that. I am offering myself to you. I become the fragrance, like, my Lord, please accept this. I'm my thing. Continuously tell, but one has to be very careful with the mind. But even if mind is gone, bring it back the way we do in the chanting. But say that works for me. Say the mantra 7 times. Say the mantra for what is that? Radharani's Gavanata. All I do that continuously just to protect myself from the distraction. You understand?
Can we, yes, Prabhu, very wonderful answer. Can we, sometimes when we hear the classes, we are so much attached to some pastimes of, say, Radha Krishna, Nitai Patita Pavan Gaurahari. Is it okay to meditate on that pastime while we offer the lamp? Sorry, Prabhuji.
Yeah, you can meditate. You can meditate, but you should be there because you're serving them. That's what I said. Should be there. Akrura was becoming ecstatic. Saram Krishna. In a way, he's panning. Chamra. Tears were coming, but he is unable to see Krishna. He cursed his ecstasy because it was a disservice. So we should not get into ecstasy while serving Krishna. You see, all these sannyasis, I never saw even one sannyasi exhibiting ecstatic symptoms. Gopal Krishna Mantra, many times I saw him, very normal. So, but some neophytes, so wow, that's wrong. No, it's purely private. We should not exhibit our ecstasies actually, especially public to public. Anything that is helping you focus is fine. Okay.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Nam Kirti Mataji, you want to say somebody?
Prabhuji, I have one question, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhu.
Prabhuji, like today, Brahma's appearance day of deities, right? Do we have to fast?
No.
Not even until noon?
Take breakfast and fast till noon.
Okay.
And I have a question regarding Western devotees. I don't know if I should ask in front of everyone regarding being liberal, strict. Mataji, you are there, Amma?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So you want to ask or not? You can. I can tell you, Westerners separate. Anyway, they are not into deity worship. Anyway, be as much liberal as possible because their coming itself is great. So their Prabhupada wanted, all the present gurus want the Westerners presence in our temples. So don't engage them so much. Give them some services where they're comfortable. But yeah, be liberal with them as much as possible. Okay?
Okay, Prabhuji.
Yeah, should be liberal. Don't give them, don't put them in the altar. Don't put them, you don't have deities in women. Don't put them in the kitchen cooking. But yeah, no, encourage them as much as possible. So everyone, thank you very much. We'll end it. It's late, I'm sorry. Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Bhaktijan Bhagwan ki jai, Nitai Patwan Gaure Bhagwan ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Tulsi Maharaj ki jai. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji, for the
Actually, today evening there's a kirtan.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Tomorrow, because I want all the devotees to please come. Ram Rai Prabhu is coming. For their pleasure.